Hey there guys, this is a video to help you with loading things into ProPresenter. It might look a little bit different on this screen than it does at church just because I'm getting into the computer remotely, so it might run a little bit slower as well, but all the same principles apply, so I hope this will be helpful for you. So what I'm going to do firstly is just show you how to enter songs into ProPresenter, and I'll go down to a service that's empty down here to the 7th of January. So as you can see, we've got all the basic parts of the service here, like the pre-service loop. We've got the switch to worship slide, and there is some anchor details there, which would probably be different for any service that you're doing this with, but anyway, these that won't impact the songs. So all we do firstly is go up to this songs library up at the top left here and click on that. Then we just choose the song that we will want to bring in. Let's say it's Battle Belongs. So it's just a matter then of dragging and dropping that into the service. So if I click back on the service there, you'll see that Battle Belongs has come in down the bottom here, and so we will just drag it into the position that we want it, right in here. Okay, let's say we want to add another one in. We'll go back to songs and we'll do He Lives. So I'll just pick that up, drag it into that same service. That should automatically select the service there. If it doesn't, just click on it and it'll select, but once I've got that there, I can just drag the song in. I can change the order if I want to, just by picking it up and dragging it, or if I want to put it down at the end or anything like that, I just pick it up and drag it to where I want it to be. So if I go to the song now, you can see that there is the song has come in here. Now it's already come in as the BBC default, but if that isn't the case, just go over to this arrangement tab, click on that, click in this zone, and it might already be on master. If it is, you would want to just take it to the BBC default, and then just to save a bit of screen space, just click on that to get out of it. So that's all you need to do to load in songs. A couple of extra just bits of info for you. Firstly is if you want to add a background. As you can see, this song doesn't have any background. Over here, which is just the operator's display, that shows you what would come up on the main screen at the front of the church. This other one shows you what comes up on the back screen at the rear of the church. You can see at the moment that it actually does have a background there, but that's only because of what was here in this transition slide. So it's brought that background in, which might work fine for the service, but generally we like to use the backgrounds that we've chosen for worship. So to open this media bin here, you just click on the media tab there, and we'll go over to worship backgrounds. And so here's the little selection here. Let's say we wanted to use this purple one. Just pick it up and drag it onto the first slide. You can see it comes in there. It has changed over here on that front screen display, and then as you click through the song, it stays as the background. And that will continue to stay until, even if you had another song in there, it would stay at that background. But let's play around with this a little bit. If I move Battle Belongs back up under He Lives, so it's just appeared here. Usually we just have one background for the service, but I still like to put them in for each one. But if we were going to have a different background, we'd just drop it on the first tile there and it would change. So I'm just going to remove that while we're here now, and I would normally just have the same one. And even though it would carry through, I put it there just in case, just so it's there at the start of the song, and it's going to be always presenting this background. Now I'll close this media bin just to get it out of the way again, now that I've put my background in, and there it is. A couple of other things that might just be helpful at times. Let's say you've got a song that has a spelling mistake or a small error or something that you'd like to change just on one slide. You can, I think it's right click on the mouse, and it will bring up this menu here. Now the quick edit feature is really helpful, so I'll just click on that. That brings that slide up, and once I click on it, it brings a cursor in and I can make any changes that I want. So you can see I've just got rid of that word. I don't want to keep that change, but I can do any sort of editing in there that I might want to. Really helpful if you want to perhaps remove an apostrophe, or if you see a spelling mistake or something like that. The other way to make changes, bigger changes, is to go into this reflow editor up the top here. Now before I do that, it's always helpful to make sure that the song is in default form, is in the master arrangement. Master, so I'll change it back to the master. If it isn't, it will bring up the whole song with that BBC default arrangement, and when you open this page you can see, without having all those multiple choruses and bridges and all the different sections, there's enough in there already. But if I had it on the BBC default version, it would bring all of those different sections up in order within this page, which makes it a bit overwhelming because there's so much going on. So helpful to go to the master. So let's say here, for example, the worship leader has asked for to repeat a line which isn't in the arrangement. Now generally we don't like making changes just for 1 week, but occasionally that might need to happen. So I'm going to say, for example, here that the worship leader that wants to repeat this line, "Nothing can stand against the power of our God." So if I wanted to set up a separate slide for that, I would first of all add a slide break by clicking insert slide break there. Then I could type that in, "Nothing can," or I could copy and paste it, "against the power of our God." Now as you can see, that's part of the bridge section. So if I then go back up to show, which takes me back to the normal page, I do that, and you can see for the bridge here, it's added in that slide that I just added there. So every time there is a bridge, now this will be done. Now if I don't want that to be the case, I want that as a standalone slide, I'll go back in here and I will change the group just by clicking on that downward black arrow, and I'll probably change it to tag because it's a little repeating phrase. So now you can see that has changed that those couple of lines to a tag. You can see that in here it's represented as tag, and if I go back here, it's here as a tag and it's here as a tag. So if I did want to add that into my BBC default somewhere up here, I could just drag that in and it's added, and now I have an extra tag, which might be helpful but not hopefully very necessary. Don't worry about the fact this says tag here, that's just been set up a little bit differently than normal. I just wanted to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to go back and put this back how it was quickly. There was one other thing I just wanted to show you, which I will do now. Once I get rid of all of this, I just go in there and delete all of that. This is frustrating sometimes where it doesn't let you do that, but I think if I change that back to bridge I should be able to get rid of it. No, it's not. I'll have to fix that another time. What I have seen here is that it has got this little tag at the end of the song, but usually we would also have an ending. So I'm going to insert another slide and change it to ending, which will leave a blank slide at the end of the song as well, which can be helpful. And I'll come and fix the rest of that up in a minute. Last one I just want to show you is over here, where we see that the confidence screen, or the one that's at the back of the church, is showing the song words like that. As you know, there are times, especially during the sermon and also during the announcements, where it's helpful for that person on stage to actually see what's happening with the slides. So rather than them having a blank screen here, to have the same display as what is up on the screen at the front of the church would be really helpful. Now, I'd like to have that set up so it happens automatically. At the moment it's not, but if you wanted to change that, what you would do is go up to Screens in this menu here, and you can see here Rear Projector. Now at the moment it's set to song words. We're going to set it to Front Preview. So this means it's showing what's at the front, and there you can see that now matches with what is happening at the front, which can be really helpful. That's something we want to have permanently in place, just not at that point yet. When we go back to song words, just clicking on there does reset it so it's set up correctly. We don't have a song in there at the moment, but you'll see it again, we've got that. So the singers can see the song words that are present and the ones that are upcoming. If that didn't change back for any reason, or you just needed to fix it manually, you just go back up here into Screens and change that manually. So if it got stuck on Front Preview, you would just go back up to Screens and change it to song words, and we're all good. So that's all I need to show you for that. Hopefully that's helpful, and go well.